I've already taken pictures of the exterior already using the camera for the still photos. What I'm going to do now is I like to do just a walk around with the vehicle using the an electromagnetic paint meter, and what we're going to check for is paint consistencies or inconsistencies, right? We're checking for signs of respray, rework, or even hidden damage. I like to start off with the front bumper cover. From what I can see, I don't see any obvious scratches or scuffs. You know, it's got a light coating of dust on there, so it does kind of impair my vision a little bit when it comes to identifying the small cosmetic imperfections, but anything major, I'm not seeing that. I did see signs of overspray though. So like right here, you can see the whiteness right there, and then there's some here, and then you can see where just a slight little work right there. So it looks like the front bumper has been repainted, which I typically say is not a big deal, just so long as the quality of workmanship is there. I've already looked at the headlamp cover lenses, don't see any signs of cloudiness, cracks, or chips, so that looks pretty good. Also like to tap on the grille a little bit and all the other components just to see that they are securely installed, which I didn't see any issues here. Here you can see the overspray, it's a little bit more obvious here. You can see it here around the edge right there, and I've got still photos of that. So it's going to be important that I check the PDCs, make sure that was properly connected if the cover was removed. In some cases, they can do the repair without it, depending on the extent. Okay. Let's get some hood readings. 4 thousandths of an inch, 4.5, 4. This meter reads in the thousandths of an inch, so if we get signs of repaint, we're going to see the number really jump up significantly. Okay, moving on. I had to stop briefly to get my phone to cool down. It actually shut down on me, so I used the car's AC to do that. But I think I've already got the measurements here on the fender. 4.5, 5. Looking at the left front wheel, it's a tire, Pirelli. It's a 255/35/19s. And then I also captured the DOT number here when the tire was manufactured. I believe I got a still photo of that. Rim looks good. I saw some white stuff here, but it looks like it's just wiping off. Not sure what that is. Other than that, I don't see some curb rash here. Other than that, I don't see anything major going on here. Here's a shot of the rotor, and I try to get the brake pad as well, so we can view that. And then a view of the wheel well area. And what I'm checking for here, and I still need to review it myself later on, is that any signs of impact or if the tires kicked up anything. That's a good way to look at that. And I try to capture as many angles as possible. Okay. So if in the fender liner, I had to push that in a little bit, sitting out a little bit. All right. While I'm here, I like to do a side panel view, and I'm working my way down, and then I just work my way up. What I'm looking for is waviness, dings, or dents that I typically can't see head on. So this is a great way to look at it. Moving on. Okay, windshield. Didn't see any obvious signs of any chips or scratches. Unfortunately, I can't see what's underneath those stickers, but hopefully everything's okay. I got a still photo of the public VIN, and then while I'm here, I like to get a shot of the dash as well. I'll be checking the operation of the windshield wipers, make sure those don't leave streaks. Outside mirror looks good. Sometimes these get banged up a little bit or scratched. Getting some door meter readings. 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5. We're getting great readings, solid ones and consistent. I always like to check this area right here because it's common for people with long nails to scratch that, and it doesn't look too bad. I'll have to review the gaps later on when I'm in front of my monitor. Let's get the door readings here on the left rear door. 4.5, 4.5, 4.5. Good readings. Right? Again, checking here. It's not too scratched up. And then looking at the left rear wheel well area. Starting off with that. It's nice that I'm able to get some kind of view, because when I get into these performance cars, sometimes the gap between the tire and the upper fender lip is like a quarter of an inch where I can't even get nothing in there. Rim looks like it's in decent shape, but I still have to review everything. Don't see any obvious signs to the sidewall of the tire. And then there's a shot of the brake pad. Okay, again, this is just dust that's settled on there. And let's get another side view here. This time we'll work our way. We'll go up and then work our way down. And again, I'm just looking for waviness, dings, or dents. Rear bumper, nice and secure. Lenses, give those a nice little tap. They seem properly secured. Don't see any cracks there. That's a reading of 5/1000 of an inch and 5. Just taking a look at that rear bumper. Everything looks pretty straightforward. Okay. Right quarter panel, 4.5, 4.5, 3.5, 4.5. Great readings. Here's a view of the roof line. Just checking that. And the rear glass. I like looking at the defroster lines, make sure none of those have been damaged. Sometimes when aftermarket tint is applied on there and then removed, those get damaged. And we want to make sure that's not the case here. Okay, let's do a little side panel view here. Right. Okay, I've already checked the, oh, it's locked already, but I've already got pictures of that. Right rear rim, no obvious signs of curb rash, tires look good. Here's a shot of the rotor and then of the brake pad. I think I've got that, and then let's do the wheel well area. Alright, moving on here. Looks good here. Glass is in good shape. Again, just more dust settling there. These pillars sometimes get damaged for whatever reason or banged up. They look pretty good. Okay, looks good there. And then the outside mirror doesn't look like it's all scratched up or anything. Let's get some paint meter readings. 3.5, 4.5, 4.5, and 4.5. Looking pretty good. Right front wheel. Okay, let's do the wheel well area. I'm looking at the tires. Meanwhile, I don't see any obvious signs of sidewall damage. Rims look decent. Rotors, and then here's the brake pad. And then one final look here of the exterior before moving on. Oh, let me get the rights. Oh, I didn't get the fender readings. 4.5, 4.5, 4, 4.5. So great readings. And then the windshield from this view here, and then the top. This is going to be my second time or third time the car's been moved, but second time starting it for me. What I like to do is just capture this on video. What we need to see when the key first cycles on is that all the fault lights appear, and then if everything checks out, they should go away after a couple of seconds. And also want to make sure everything illuminates. So here we go. Lights all came on. I'll have to review it just to identify everything, but saw a bunch of lights come on and then they did go out. So looks like I've been running the engine for a little while, so it's already at the halfway mark already. Plus it's already kind of toasty out here. Let's see here. Then when I come back in, what I do is I get the I get more photos as well. But looks like the mileage right now is 17,015 is what it's currently reading. What I like to do when it's running like this is I'll go out and I check the exhaust, right? And what I want to make sure is that we don't see any smoke. Had we seen a blue, gray, white, all those colors mean something with the engine internally, and it looks like there's nothing to diagnose here, which is good. So condensation or light dripping of water is okay initially, but that has to clear up, but I'm not even seeing that here today. But again, the car's been moved, so moving here to the front engine bay area. It has been running for a while already. Earlier, I don't hear any obvious noises coming from the bottom or the top end, no belt noises. I've checked the fluids, oil looks good, brake fluid is nice and tan, the color it should be. I've checked the front area here, like the front frame supports or fork supports, and I don't see any signs of impact or paint. While the engine was off, I got a nice shot of the engine belt, didn't see any cracks there. I removed the oil filler cap because I can at least look at the internal part of the engine, at least on the top side, and that looks great. Oil looks like a nice tan color. It's not dark or gunky. And also the coolant, I checked that, didn't see any signs of cross-contamination or bubbling, which is a good sign. Engine is pretty well packed in here, so vision is limited as far as what I can see. But to the best as I can, I check as much as I can, because I'm also looking around to make sure there's no rodent nesting, right? Because they like to get in here, they like to chew at wires, or even the rubber hoses. So from my limited view here, I don't see any evidence of that. Hood shocks support the weight of the hood, which is important. And move on to the rest of the vehicle.